and I heard my mother begging my father for money to give to the ministry. Begging. I can't be embarrassed. I need to give. Well, you ain't giving my money, all this kind of stuff. Begging. But I was on the outside that window, Brother Joe. And I said, Lord, give it to me. If you give it to me, I'll give it. Jabez asked the Lord to enlarge his territory. I didn't understand what I was doing then, but now it all makes sense. At the age of about 17 or 18, I saw a group of men pretending to be men, but leaning on kids to make themselves look good, leaning on women to make themselves look big. I stood outside the church in McKinney, Texas. Saw people leaning, bending, whining, and moaning. I said, Lord, I don't want to cry on everybody else's shoulders, but make me a shoulder where everybody else can cry upon. I didn't know what I was asking for, but it all makes sense, Brother Steve, now. I didn't realize I was asking God to give me something that I might help others. Jabez was an honorable man. What he asked God to do for him, God knew what Jabez would do with it when he enlarged his territory. Now I want you to know that we got a lot of Jabezes in here right now. Why did my mama name me Pain? Why? And I wanted to know, why would you do that? Why would you label your son to have something follow him all the days of his life? Every time somebody look at him, there go pain. There go big hurt. They meddled him. They poked fun at him because of his name. Why did you name him that? Was it because that it was such pain in a birth? Was it a breach? They didn't talk about the daddy, but I found out the daddy died 4 months before that. They're all alone. Now, there's different levels of pain. That wasn't just a normal birth. What do you mean different levels of pain? Okay, let me ask, have any men in here ever had kidney stones? You done had kidney stones? How did it feel? It didn't feel good at all, did it? How many women have had kidney stones? Well, every woman I talked to said it was worse than any birth they ever had. I had some kidney stones, and Lord knows it'll bring you to tears. I ain't talking about, I'm talking about and gnashing of teeth. It was pain. Now, some of you, or maybe all of us, are in some type of pain right now. Are you tired of pain? Hey, come on, talk to me. It's just us. Brother Corey, it's just us. We can talk, right? Are you tired of hurting? See, when I was younger, I could jump up out of bed and ready to go, and been up all night and ready to go and mow yards the next morning. I'm ready. But today, it's 1 foot out of bed and wait a minute, let's get stable. Other foot out of bed. Huh? But what did I say earlier? It all ends when? If you're tired of pain, I want you to know that it can be fixed today. You can pray and you can ask God, Lord, help me. Did you listen to this young man's prayer today? Forgive me, Lord. Alan, it all ends today. I was told that my mother, Sister Rosie, and my Aunt Esther would get up 4 o'clock every morning for years, and they would go to church and they would pray. One day they said my auntie walked by my seat and would cry out to God, the pain, Artis, the pain. Nobody knew the pain that I was going through. I was hurting so bad, but I couldn't talk to anybody. Everybody said, he's mad, he's mad, he's mad. They never asked me, why are you mad? Right? And so I started acting out of that anger. I was becoming what they were saying about me. I was not only hurting, but I was causing pain. He said, Lord, I am tired of my name, and I want you to change my name and enlarge my territory. God did not only give him what he asked for. He left his name the same, but he changed the meaning of his name. The text went on to say, and that thine hand be up on me, and thou wouldest keep me from evil. Don't keep evil from me, but keep me from evil. Because evil is going to come. Job said a man born of a woman is of a fool, that thou may not grieve me. Listen, because when what God is going to give us, we need his protection. And that's where my problem came in. You're giving me everything that I wanted, but I'm worrying about the protection around what you're giving me. You see, God is moving me so fast in this latter stage of my life. My wife is one of those that's gung-ho and moving and this and that and that and this and something other. And I said, baby, you got to take them batteries out. What battery? These Energizers, hey, you need some down, slow down. But Brother Joe, you don't know, out there in the parking lot about a month ago. He walked up to me just out of nowhere. Your wife is traveling a lot, brother, but let her go. And that was a word from the Lord. See, I'm reminded of when, standing right here, the late Pastor Minnie come up. She said, Cheryl, God is going to bless you. Told the whole church, point at her. Don't get jealous of what God is fixing to do, because it's going to benefit us all. And Lord knows jealousy struck the hearts right then and there. We talk about building, and we talk about Brother Charles opened up the door for, I believe, a change. We talk about donating. We talk about helping, energizing. We've got to understand, when the gift of God is up on somebody, push them, pray for them, push them. I preached a message, I want to be a pusher. But you know Satan has tried to rob me of that, of standing up, helping, and pushing. I told God, Pastor Minnie went and found us a house and right across the street from her. And her and Cheryl went in the house and they jumping up and down. I'm sitting in the truck and saying, I ain't gonna buy this house. I don't even know why y'all looking. They ain't gonna even get out. I'm staying in the truck. God's moving. I went from paying a $900 note that I couldn't pay then to a $4,000 note. And then I paid for both notes. God blessed me, but all the time I'm worrying, Eddie, because I've lost so much in the past. Lost. My marriage wasn't good, but I prayed. My past wasn't good with the houses, but I prayed. Lord, help me. Lord's my territory. But I stand here today as a blessed man, and he has enlarged my territory. I stand here with my wife getting ready to go out of town as soon as I get through preaching. But we're on the verge of 40 years. I'm glad that I prayed. It all makes sense now. It didn't make sense back then, the hurt, the pain. Brother Sam, it didn't make sense, but it makes sense now. If you can make it through the tough times, you got to push past the hurt. Push past the pain. Tell God, enlarge my territory. I'm sitting there this morning, and God said, hey, you got houses, you got land, you got cattle. I know you're grateful, but don't you be satisfied. Because you asked me to do something, and you restricted me from doing it by your doubt. If you ask me for something, believe I'm going to grant the request that you asked me for. Pastor Minnie came to me and told me, son, I saw you and Cheryl in a dream, and you had keys. I asked y'all, where did y'all get all these keys? I said, keys to what? She said, keys to all these houses that you own. My mother said, I believe that I had a dream that you owned a car lot. And I'm telling God, wait a minute. Lord, I'm trying to be debt free. Why am I getting myself into all of this all over again? God said, ask the man on the street that's homeless. He's debt free. You are different. You have the Abraham covenant upon your life. And I want you to know that you have the Abraham covenant on your life. I'm not going to tell you, but there's somebody in this building right now that I see on you that I had on me. Somebody in this building that I see has Cheryl on them. Who's going to be the next one that stands up and say, I'm going to be like Jabez? I want God to enlarge my territory that I might give, that I might help, that I might lend a hand to those that are hurting. Who's going to be the next one? Who's going to have enough faith? Who's going to have enough prayer to stand up and say, I am Jabez? I'll take the pain. I'll take the suffering. I take being laughed at, lied on, talked about, criticized, kicked to the curb. I take the foreclosures. I take the bankruptcy. I take the messed up marriage. If it'll get me what I got to today, net, I'll take it. And I want you to know, God is going to back you up with everything he got. And what does he have? Everything. I want to remind you of a prophecy that is looming over this church right now. This church is not going down, but it's coming up. Charles is not speaking the way he's speaking. It's just opening up dialogue so we can get to the root of the matter and fix it. I really don't want anybody coming to me if you ain't been in a fetal position of building something. If it's been handed to you, it ain't the same. But when you build it from the ground up, when it was tore up, messed up, when you take a little bit of nothing, put it in God's hands, like the minister said this morning, he'll build it. Except God build a house, they that build it in vain. It ain't on this man that is absent today, but it's on God. But that don't eliminate him from being the head. And it don't eliminate him from being the man that's supposed to lead and orchestrate and build and have vision and have structure. There's rules, there's structure. Get the anointing, which is still in this place, right? But get the fear back in this place. Alan, he asked for something, and that some of us have to be the example. I want to see the miracles. Do you see them now? Speak up, brother. That's all you see is a couple. Keep your eyes open. Matter of fact, go home and pray and Nettie lay hands on him like Gehazi, like Elijah did to Gehazi when he was talking about being in camp with the enemies. He laid hands on him and he prayed for him and said, how do you see it now? After he got his hands up off of him, he said, I see they that be for us is more than they that are against us. You want to see a miracle? A miracle is your wife didn't die when she was having a baby at home while you were delivering it. I know you call yourself a doctor, but you really ain't no doctor. Huh? That's the miracle. You want to see your uncle standing up here on one foot and the other one kind of limp or whatever? That's a miracle. When they said I was going to be on dialysis, I'll be on next month, it'll be a year that I haven't had to have it. You want to see a miracle? Look your mother eyeball to eyeball and say, that's a miracle. Look at your wife. After you lay hands on yourself, and Nettie didn't want to do it, lay hands on yourself. Lay hands on yourself. De'Ara, listen to me. When I was thinking about this message today, this week, I want you to know you're Jabez. They can say you're mean. They can say whatever they want to. But in that heart of yours, you are one sweet young lady. You are a hard-working lady. You go and you build that company. God has put in your heart. You go and you build. And when you build, God is going to bless you. He's going to change your name from pain, big hurt, to helper. Don't you do it. You look at me right now, and every time Satan speaks to you, you tell yourself, don't you do it. Don't you quit. Don't you give up. You hang right in there. I don't care what your ears hear. I don't care what your eyes see. You hang in there, and when the dust settles, you're going to be Jabez. Sierra? Where's Sierra at? I need to see your face. I see it. As soon as I get my breath back, I'm going to tell you. I thought about you all through this message. Now, I don't care what Satan is telling you. You have been through a lot that you don't want anybody to know about. But God knows about it. And you are very, very special in his kingdom. Let me remind you of this. I said it a while ago, but I lost my train of thought, but I got it back now. There's prophecy hovering over this church. And the prophecy was that God is going to take those that nobody ever would have thought, and he was going to promote them, and he was going to use them to when people look at them, they were going to be in awe. You are one of those persons that's going to do that. Don't you quit. You didn't quit in the toughest time of your life, but you stood up and you passed the test. When you got up here the last time you spoke like your grandmother's mother. Am I right? This is the way I felt it this morning, that she used to teach at Full Gospel. That was her, your daddy. Oh, okay, your daddy, not your mama. That was your daddy's. I don't know who Nova Lee is, but what's her last name? I know her last name. Mother Hill, that's it. Was a powerful lady back in the Full Gospel movement. Look at me, because I don't want you to forget. Because Satan has been messing with your mind. But you are more powerful than you think. And the reason why, hold on. And the reason why you feel that way is because of everything that you've been through. That spirit of depression has got to go. Tell yourself it ends now. And let me share this with you. Everybody that you think is going to be promoted, that they think they're going to be promoted, God said, I'm not even thinking about you. He takes those that nobody thought. You want to know why? Because I'm one of them. Back when me and Cheryl was at the height of fussing and arguing, and she called us out one Sunday and said, Stan, I got to do something. She said, God told me these are going to be the next two pastors. And so we're looking around, Mommy and Brother Leroy, they finna go out. She said, Artis and Cheryl, come here. I said, she got to be out of her mind. But it all makes sense now. I ain't saying that to say I'm trying to be pastor here. This ain't my pulpit. Right? But it all makes sense now. And God said, okay, if you want to do more, take the shackles and the chains off. Because I'm finna enlarge. This is a new time. I don't care what done happened in the past, Brother Joe. Nettie, I don't care what happened in the past. You getting contract after contract after contract after contract. God is getting ready and is doing enlarging your territory. So don't nobody in this room think that it's too late. I've been labeled this. He went to his mother, why you call me that? Why you? And she said, because it was born out of pain. My husband had just left. It hurt me bad. But God gonna take that hurt, Sierra, out of that hurt. You're gonna be able to use that in your messages. People stand up here and talk, ain't been through nothing. Your delivery is going to be different because you've been in there and you've done that and you have compassion on the ones that are getting ready to go through that. And you can say, this is how you come out of that. So, what do we got to do to get the Jabez blessing? Just ask. De'Ara, how you feel now? Huh? I can't hear you. There you go. She's going to ask. Who else is going to ask? Okay, everybody stand up where you are. If anybody need prayer, do you need prayer to ask